Are you guys able to see the screen? Are you able to see the screen, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, guys. Are you able to hear me? What's wrong? What's happening? I'm not sure if you guys are able to hear me. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Let's do this questions and let's see. So we're gonna do those questions today. I have question 2 and also I have a question 5, which we will hopefully finish or complete everything in today's lesson. The first question that I cropped here is determine the number of the number that makes the following statement true. It says 78 minus a certain number in bracket is equal to 92. Now they want you to calculate for that certain number that will make this statement 78 minus whatever number equals to 92. Correct. Yeah. So how do you think we're gonna calculate for the certain number, or how do you think it's gonna be equal to the certain number? Guys, how are you going to calculate for the certain number?
Ma'am, you're going to take 72 and plus it with 78 and plus it with 92, and then it's gonna give you 170, and then 170 is gonna be the certain number.
A what?
Ma'am, I'm saying that you're gonna take 78 and plus it with 92, and then it's gonna give you 170, and then 170 is gonna be the certain number.
Okay, so 78 minus 172 on your calculator gives you a 92. 78 minus 170 gives you a 92. Hmm? Oh, guys, are you still there? Are you still there? On your calculator, when you are calculating for 78 minus 170, do you get a 92?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you?
Yes, ma'am.
I go.
Let me check again.
72. I didn't calculate for it, but khona ngathi kushaya amanzi la. Okay, 78 minus 170. I don't get it. So I don't get um a 92. Nyaki, how are you going to calculate for the certain number?
Ma'am, I did the same method, but then, ma'am, it doesn't give me the 92, ma'am. It gives me negative 114. So I'm still calculating.
Busisiwe.
Ma'am, I did say 78 minus 1/7, but then ma'am gave me negative
Guys, I get it.
22.
It's like you're calculating for a certain number. You can replace a certain number there with an x. You can simply just say 78 minus x is equals to 92. And then what you're going to do, you're going to be solving for this x. Do you guys get it? So you can move the 78 the side, no, the 92 the side. So you say 78 minus 92 is equals to positive x, because it is going to jump the equal sign, so the minus is going to vanish, right? So 78 minus 92 is going to be the value of this certain number. So I'm saying x because I see you kind of like losing it, because you see that a certain number, you don't know how you're going to calculate for it. So you should take that certain number as one number which can be replaced by anything, x, y, b, n, b, whatever, any letter of your choice, right? So you'll be solving for that letter. So you're going to have a 78 minus 92 is equal to x. So it's going to be negative something. I don't know negative what, but your answer should be a negative something, so that when you say 78 minus negative whatever gives you a 92, because it's the same as 78 plus whatever, because when you have a minus a negative, it's the same as a plus or a positive, because you're multiplying a negative with a negative, which gives you a positive. So whatever that the number is going to change into a positive. So it's like a 78 plus 14 or something, or 24 or something, I don't know. Yeah, do you guys get it?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much are you getting?
Ma'am, negative 14.
Negative 14. That means our answer is a negative 14, right? Okay, let me try to wipe here. Are we all clear on this one? Minus 14. Are we all clear? Do you all guys understand? So if you go to your calculator, say 78 minus, open the bracket, minus 14. You should get a 92. If you don't get a 92, then you are the problem. 78 minus 14. Close the bracket. If it gives you a 92, then your calculator is correct. If it doesn't give you a 92, then you should destroy your calculator, because it is going to make mistakes in the exam. Okay, how much are you getting? Is it a 92? Is it a 92, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now let's move to, I'll take it that you guys understand next, since nobody said they're not clear on this one. So we'll move to the next one, where they say calculate the following without the use of a calculator. Calculate the following without the use of a calculator. So we have a what? We have a 195 multiplied by 33 plus a 195 multiplied by 27 divided by all divided by 195 multiplied by 16 minus 195 multiplied by 4. And what is the next step that we're gonna do or take, Busisiwe? What's gonna be our next step?
Ma'am, I think we're gonna work out the multiplication. So like 195 times the 3, ma'am, it gave me 6,435. Plus.
Wait, it gave you a 6,000. How did you? Wait. Before you carry on, How do you know that a 195 multiplied by 33 is?
Ma'am, there's this vertical method that you use. Ma'am, since they said we shouldn't use a calculator.
But you do realize that this is a 3 marks a question, and that means when are you going to do that method for this whole thing and for this whole, for this whole, for this whole? So you're going to spend about 10 minutes on one question just for 3 marks. Okay, you can carry on. Let's hear you out.
And then, ma'am, I got the answer to 195 times 27. I got 5,265. So, ma'am, it's going to be 6,435 plus 5,265. Then, ma'am, I did the bottom parts. So, 195 times 16, it gave me 3,120. And then 195 times 4, it gave me 780. And then, ma'am, I added 6,435 plus 5,265. It gave me 11,700. And then I added 3,120 plus 780 gave me 2,340. And the 11,000 divided by, it's going to be 11,000 divided by 2,340 or over 2,340. Ma'am, I was still doing that part, ma'am.
You said we're having 11,000.
Ma'am, it's 11,600. No, sorry, it's 11,700.
Divided by?
Ma'am, 2,340.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, I got 5.
How do you get a 5?
Yeah, ma'am, I just use the calculator on this one because, yeah.
Okay, that's how you're gonna get a 0 mark for the whole thing, because you're not supposed to use a calculator, okay? Let's see. Nyaki, how did you do this one? Or how would you do it if you haven't done it yet?
Ma'am, I did it the same way as possessive.
And your final answer is 5. How did you get to a 5?
Ma'am, I also used my calculator.
Okay, guys, you must not use your calculator. When they say you must not use the calculator, they're not just saying it for fun. They know what they really mean, okay? And when you make use of a calculator, they will know, right? Like when you say 195 multiplied by 33, they'll know that you used your calculator, because there's no way you can get, there is a way, but it's going to take you longer, of which is something that you're not going to do, right? So if you're having something like this, you can see that you have a common factor of a 195 and a 195. And also on the denominator, you have a 195 and a 195. So you can make that 195 a common factor to both numerator and the denominator, right? So we can have something like this: 195 and then divided by 195. I'm just gonna write it and then open a bracket. We have a what? We have a 33. So it's going to be 33 plus 27 plus 27, close the bracket. And then if you go to the denominator, we have a 16 and then minus 4. So it's going to be open bracket 16 minus 4. Then we're going to close our bracket. Okay, see, I haven't used a calculator. They can tell that I haven't used my calculator. Cool. Now, this 195 is going to be cancelled by that 195, which means I'm going to be having a 33 plus 27 divided by 16 minus 4, okay? Okay, I know that 33 plus a 27 is what? Is a 9. No, it's a 10. It's a 10. It's 0 and then 1. And then it's 3, which is 60. So that means I'm going to have a 60 divided by, what is the 16 minus that? Is a 12 divided by 12, right? Then now this is where you're going to divide 60 divided by that. You can say, okay, let's do this. We have 12 and 12, which gives what? Which gives a 24. So that means we already have 2 name, and then it goes 2 times for now, and then it leaves whatever. So we can say 24 again, which is, it means it will go 4 times, ne? And then we have a 8 and a what? And a 4. So it's 48. Let's add another 12. So if we add another 12, we have a what? We have a 0, which is 8 plus 2 is 10, and then carry 1, and then the 60, and then plus 1. So you see, we have a 2, 2, 1. So we can say 60 divided by 12 is equal to 5. Are you seeing this for the first time? Have you never done this before?
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, have you seen this before, or are you seeing it for the first time?
Ma'am, I'm seeing it for the first time.
I'm seeing it for the first time. Who's also seeing it for the first time?
Me, ma'am.
I am.
This is what you're supposed to do. Ne? This is what you're supposed to do. If you have something in common, when they say you must not use a calculator, they mean that. Ne? So if one day you're going to come and say, we're having a 10,000 plus whatever, they'll definitely know that you punched that on your calculator. They will not say you used whatever method, maybe you used whatever method. Because there's 3 marks. You have 3 marks. You're writing this for 3 marks. So you can't be doing all those hard labor for just 3 marks. Okay. But nonetheless, did you understand how we do this?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. I'm happy when you understand. Now let's move to 2.4.2. They say, and negative 5 minus, it still calculate the following without the use of a calculator. We have a minus 5 minus into minus 3 multiplied by 4 minus into minus 2 cube. How are we going to calculate for this big annual? Let's see who's in here. We have Kani Bawalelo. Okay, let's give it to Kani. Kani, how are we going to calculate for this without the use of a calculator? Calculator, okay, you can only use it. You can only use it to confirm if your answer is correct. You see, we calculated for this whole thing, and it gave us 5. Gave us 5. So for you to verify if this is correct, you can punch this whole thing on your calculator, right? Then that is how you're going to see that your answer is correct. Okay, let's move to 2.4.2. Kanye, how are you going to calculate for this without the use of a calculator?
Ma'am, I think you're gonna take the like terms, which is -5 and -2, cubed, and then
The
from
like
there,
terms. Wait. I don't understand when you're saying the like terms. Can you elaborate on that? The like terms. Oh, 'cause-
so ma'am, I think you basically take the same things, which is, for example, -5 and -2 cubed, and then you're gonna put them together, and then you're also gonna put -3, which is in brackets, and the 4 together.
And why are we putting them together?
I'm trying to figure out actually.
Okay, so you are not gonna put anything closer to anything, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Whatever that you're having here, all everything that you're seeing here is like terms, or everything that you see here are like terms because it's just numbers, ne? They
Yes,
are
ma'am.
all numbers, so that means they are like terms because they are all numbers. Let's see here, Pabalelo out, and thank you for trying. You can also do it on your side. Pabalelo, how are we going to do this? Calculate for this without the use of a calculator.
Ma'am,
Mhm.
the next, I think, ma'am, I'm not sure. The next step, we're going to say -5. I mean, we're going to multiply -3 and 4, ma'am. So
-3 and 4.
so we're going to have
Mhm.
and we're also gonna find -2 cubed. So then it's going to be -5 minus in brackets -12, close the bracket,
Mhm.
minus open bracket -8, close the bracket. So then, ma'am, we're gonna do -5 plus 12 plus 8.
Mhm.
And then our answer is going to be 15.
The answer is going to be 15. Perfect. And this is going to be our final answer. And it's correct. I didn't calculate, but the steps that you took are correct, right? So the first thing that you do, guys, when you're having an expression like this, and you also have the brackets, multiplication, subtraction, addition, and all of those, the first thing that you want to start with is bracket. You have to make, I mean, brackets, you have to make sure that you follow the BODMAS in everything that you do mathematically, ne? So first thing that you do, you want to get rid of the brackets, ne? You want to make sure that the brackets are not there. So you start with, you have a -3 that is in brackets, and it's close to a 4 that is also in bracket, right? And you have a -2 in brackets, and it's cubed. Remember, when you're having a -2 and like that, it's the same as -2, -2, and -2. -2 multiplied by -2 multiplied by -2. So you make sure you get rid of these brackets which led to this a -8 that you see there, right? And then we have a -5 plus 12 plus 12 plus 8, which gave her a 15. And that is going to be the final answer. See, you don't have to do a whole lot of things because the marks tell you if you really have to go deeper, right? Okay, do we have somebody who didn't understand this one, or who is not still getting it after Pawale Law shared with us her way? Are we all good? Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, let's look at 2.4.3. It's still under calculate without the use of a calculator. Bear in mind, we have to make use of BODMAS, right? We have 6 squared minus open bracket minus square root of 9 close the bracket square plus cube root of minus 27 all divided by minus 2 squared multiplied by 1 to the power of 5 plus 1, right? And let's see. Boikanyo, how are we going to calculate for this? Remember, they said without the use of a calculator. What is the first thing that we can do? And this is for 5 marks, ne? See? That means whatever that you're gonna do, you have to work harder. Boikanyo, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
So, ma'am, you take 6 squared, and then you're gonna square it, which is gonna give us 12. No, sorry, ma'am. Which is gonna give us 36. And then you're gonna say, ma'am, I'm saying that you're going to take the 6 squared, and then you're gonna square it. So you're basically simplifying everything that's on top. Then you're gonna say minus, and then you're gonna take the 9 and cube it. You're gonna first simplify it, which is 9, and then you're gonna cube it, which is gonna give us 81.
Wait, okay, wait, but why are we cubing the 9?
Then because like it has a 2 outside of the bracket.
But it also have a bracket, a square root.
Oh yes, ma'am. You want to square it first and then cube it. So 9 squared is going to be 3, and then you're going to cube it to 2, which is going to give us 9 still. So it's going to be 36 minus 9 plus the cube roots of 27, which is which is 9. So it's going to be 36 minus 9 plus 9.
And how did you get to the 9? This one.
And then I cubed minus 27.
And why are you cubing the minus 27?
Then because I square rooted it, I cube rooted it.
Okay, all right, carry on.
And it's going to be 36 minus 9 plus 9 over, you're going to simplify the bottom one, which is going to be 2 squared, which is going to be 4. So it's going to be minus 4 times 5 plus 1. What the hell? And then, ma'am, you're going to simplify the whole thing.
Okay, okay, thank you. Let me see. Nyaki, how did you do it?
Ma'am, so I also simplified, so I got 36. Then, ma'am, I got plus 9 minus 3 divided by negative 4.
Wait, how did you get to 9 here?
Ma'am, when I how do I explain that? So when I square rooted it, ma'am, it gave me. Oh, ma'am, I see I'm wrong. No, wait.
Now I need to know, how did you get to a 9? It doesn't matter if it's wrong or right.
So,
Or
ma'am,
did you
when I
use your
cube rooted,
calculator?
no, ma'am. So what I did was I square rooted negative 9, ma'am, which gave me negative 3. The negative 3 squared supposed to give me negative 9, not 9, ma'am. So that's how I saw that it's wrong.
I don't understand you, Nikki.
I get, ma'am, negative 9, ma'am. So, ma'am, I'm a little confused because it's outside the bracket. So what I did was I just took it as if it was a negative to cube root, ma'am. So I took it as if it was a negative. So then I said negative 9 square rooted would give me negative 3. And then, ma'am, I squared negative 3, and negative 3 times negative 3. Ma'am,
Okay, let's do this one firstly, ne? What I can advise you to do is, if you see something is a bit complicated or it's complex, what you're gonna do now is to write it this idea, ne? You're gonna have a minus square root of 9, close the bracket, square. This square that you see here is for everything that's in this bracket, in the brackets, ne? So what you can do is to remove the square root there. So you're gonna end up having minus 9 to the power of 1 over 2. This is how you get rid of the square root, and then you square the whole thing. Right? And again, if you're having something like this, it's the same as negative 9 to the power of 1 over 2 multiplied by 2. Which is the same as 1 over 2 multiplied by 2 is the same as 2 over 2, right? Which is equal to 1. So it's the same as minus 9 to the power of 1, which is minus 9, okay? So that means we can write this whole thing as minus, open bracket, and minus 9. And then we close our bracket. Are we all together? Do we all understand how we got to that negative 9?
Ma'am, could you please repeat the process?
Okay. Okay. So I'm saying that you will need to try focus on it alone. So we are having what? We are having in brackets, we are having minus square root of 9, close the bracket, squared. So you have to make sure that you simplify it, this expression that we are having here, minus square root of 9 to the power of 2. So this is what you're going to do. We're going to open the bracket because we want to get rid of the square root. You get rid of the square root with a power of half. So it's minus 9 to the power of 1 over 2. So to the power of 1 over 2, the one that you see. Actually, guys, I made a mistake. It's a positive. The 1 over 2 is for this 9, ne? And then we close the bracket. And then this 2 is for the whole thing, is for the negative, and the 9 to the power of 1 over 2, ne? Remember, there's like a invisible multiplication between the minus and the number, which is minus 9. So it's like a minus multiplied by 9, or minus 1 multiplied by 9, which is a minus 9, right? So now if you are having something like this, so to get rid of this the bracket, sorry, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna end up having minus 9 to the power of 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2. Not 1 over 2, but 2, ne, guys? And remember, there's also 2 here as well, ne? So in equal to, because we have an invisible multiplication. So we're going to have a 9, because a negative multiplied by a negative is positive, ne? So we're going to have a 9 to the power of 1, ne? Because 1 divided by 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to 2 over 2, which is equal to 1. Hence, we are having a positive 9 here, because if you have a square root, a square, and inside it's a bracket, it's inside the bracket is a negative, and that means we're gonna have a positive. It will change to positive. Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Now, perfect. Now we're having a positive 9. It's 36 minus into brackets a positive 9, which is the same as 36 minus 9. And then now we can deal with cube root of negative 27. Let's do it on the side. So we're having a cube root of negative 27, not 22, but 27. Then to simplify this, we're going to have negative 27 to the power of 1 over 3. That's how we get rid of the cube root, ne? So if we had a 5, ne? If we had a 5, that means here it was going to be 1 to the power of 5. If we want to get rid of the 5th root, if it was a 36, we're going to say 1 out of 36. This is how you get rid of the nth root. Okay. If we're having something like this, we should know that we can convert this 27, we can convert 27 to 3 to the power of something, ne? Which is 3 to the power of 3. So we have a minus 3 to the power of 3, close the bracket. If you put on your calculator 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 27. I'm not saying it's 27 because I put it on my calculator, but it's something that they expect you to know, ne? These small numbers you should know. You should know 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. 4 to the power of 4 is whatever, all right? So those are the things that you need to know, okay? And let's see. We're having 3 to the power of 3 multiplied by that. So if we want to get rid of the brackets, so we're going to say, okay, these brackets are going to be removed by multiplication between these two numbers. 3 multiplied by 1 over 3, which is equals to 3 over 3, which is equal to 1. So we are having a negative 1, not negative 1, but negative 3. So that means here we're going to have plus negative 3. Are you guys following? So you're going to have a plus negative 3. Are you guys following?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. And we will now have negative 2 to the power of 2. What is 2 to the power of 2?
Four, ma'am.
It's 4. So it's going to be minus 4. Because you see, there's no brackets here. If there was brackets here, then it was going to be positive 4. But because there is no brackets, that means we're going to have minus 4, because the square that you see here is only for the 2, not for the whole thing, right? So that's why we are having a negative 4 minus 4. And then we're going to multiply it with What is 1 to the power of 5? Is 1 plus 1, right? And then now we can simplify. We're going to have a 36 minus 9 minus 3. What is that? 36 minus 9 minus 3 divided by minus 4 multiplied by 1 is minus 4. Any number multiplied by 1, it's that very same number. So plus 1. So it's minus 4 plus 1. And what is 36 minus 9 minus that?
Ma'am, it's 24.
24. It's a what? Is it a 24?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So that means we're going to have a 24 divided by what is minus 4 plus 1. What is it? It's minus 3, ne? Minus 3. And I think if you do a 3, 4, no, not 3, 4, but multiples of 3, you'll be able to get 24 divide. How many times does the 3 goes into 24? How many times? We have 3, 6, 9, 12. We have 3,
Ma'am,
6,
8.
9, 12, which is 4. And 12 plus 12 is 24. So it's going to be 4 times plus 4 times, which is equal to 8. So it's going to be, because it's a minus, so we're going to have a minus 8. That means a minus 8 is going to be our final answer. Did you guys get it? Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
No question, which is absolutely okay. Okay, let's see. Here they say simplify and leave the answer with positive exponent. We have no, this one we didn't. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember that we did this one? Or you don't remember?
Ma'am, can you please re-explain it?
Okay. For this one, if you're having a squared like that, you need to make sure that you have you're simplifying. You have to make sure that you have two brackets. Let's see. So we're gonna have is equal to 3 x to the power of 2y, and then 3x to the power of 2y, and close the bracket. And we're going to have minus a 9, which is the same as the whole thing divided by 1, but I'm just gonna rewrite it as it is, like that. So we're going to have 9x. I'm going to rewrite it minus 3y to the power of 2, close the bracket, to the power of -1, multiplied by 3 to the power of 3 to the power of what? 3 to the power of -3, which is the same as 1 to the 1 divided by 3 to the power of +3. If I remove that that -3 or negative exponent there, right? And this is what you end up having. So now we're going to remove the brackets, né? And again work this negative out. Multiply all the exponents that you see in here with a -1. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So let's start with the top part where we are having 3x, 3x squared y and a 3 x squared y. So we're going to multiply this whole thing with that one. So the 3 is going to multiply with the 3 because they are common, yeah? It's numbers, they're both numbers, except for it's the same number, they are both still numbers. So it's going to be 3 multiplied by 3, which is 9. And then what are we having? We have x as x squared and x squared. So we have the same basis. We're going to add the exponents. So it's going to be x to the power of 2 plus 2, which is equal to x to the power of 4, right? And then we're going to go for y. And then the y is going to multiply with a y. They are both the same basis, so we're going to add the exponents y to the power of 1 plus 1, which is y to the power of 2. So we're going to end up having y to the power of 2. So this is the whole thing that we get when we simplify this whole thing that you see here. So I'm just going to write it here. So we get a 9. We get a 9x to the power of 4, y to the power of 2, divided by. Now we're going to deal with what we're going to deal with the numerator. So the numerator, everything or all the exponents in the numerator, we're going to multiply with a negative 1. So we are having 9, which doesn't have an exponent. If you have a number or a letter that doesn't have an exponent, that means its exponent is 1. So it's 9 to the power of 1. So you're going to have 9 to the power of 1 multiplied by negative 1. So it's going to be 9 to the power of negative 1. And then again, we're going to have x to the power of negative 3 multiplied by negative 1. So negative 3 multiplied by negative 1 is positive 3. Ne? Basically, it's the change or the switch of the exponents. If it's positive, it becomes a negative. If it's a negative, it becomes positive because it's a multiplication of a negative 1. Right? So that means it's reversing. So we have y to the power of 2 multiplied by negative 1, which is negative 2. Yeah, negative 2. And then multiplied by, let's see, we have 1 to the power of, no, not 1 to the power, but 1 divided by 3 to the power of 3. 3 to the power of 3. So we're just going to leave it like that. Let's just leave it like that for now. 3 to the power of 3. So far, we're still together. Did we leave somebody behind? If we left you, come around. Where did we leave you? Are we still together, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So if we are having something like this, my guys, if we are having something like this, the next thing that we can do is to, you see, everything that's on the denominator is also there in the numerators. So we can move everything up. Let's say when we are moving everything up, when we move 9 to the other 9, when we are dividing the same basis, you subtract the exponent. So we're going to have like something like this. We're going to have 9. Remember, there's invisible one there. We said when we are dividing the same base, that is the rule. When dividing the same basis, you subtract the exponent. Okay, so we're gonna have 9 to the power of 1 minus negative 1. Okay, which is going to lead to plus 1, 9 plus 1, but I'm going to write it as 1 minus negative 1. So we're going to have 1 minus negative 1, close the bracket. And then we're going to have x. X has an exponent of 4. So it's going to be 4x to the power of 4 minus 3. I get it. These are the same bases. We have a base of 9, a base of x, and a base of y. So we're going to group them together. Yeah? Cousins with cousins, brothers with brothers, sisters with sisters, and everything. So it's going to be x to the power of 4 minus 3. Yeah? Let's just put a bracket there. And then again, we're going to have a y to the power of 2 minus the minus 2. Perfect. Then we're going to have 1 multiplied by 3 to the power of 3 there. And then now we're going to have 9 to the power of 2. And then we're going to have x to the power of 4 minus 3 is 1. So we're just going to leave it as 1. And then we're going to have, again, we're going to have what? Okay, we're going to have a y. So we're going to have a y to the power of 2 plus 2, which is 4. And then this one, we can just say, because it's multiplied by this, remember, this whole thing is now having a denominator of 1. So we're going to have, like, we can just bring them together. And then we have 3 to the power of 3. And then now, let's see, what is 9 to the power of 2? Is it 81? I think it's 81. I'm not sure. Is it 81, guys?
Yes, ma'am, it's 81.
So that means we're going to have 81x y to the power of 4 divided by, what is 3 to the power of 3? It's 27. 27. And if you're having something like this, remember more, they didn't say you must not use a calculator. So to do your things fast, you can say on your calculator, 81 divided by 27, because you want to try to minimize the numbers, okay? But we know that we're going to end up having x, y to the power of 4. Maybe there's a number that goes into 27 and it also goes into 81. Or maybe, just maybe, a 27 can go into 81 x times. What is 81 divided by 27?
3, ma'am.
3. That means now our final answer for this is going to be 3x y to the power of 4. Do we have somebody who didn't understand? Did you guys get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. I'm afraid we are out of time, but what you can do, ne? Okay, no, that one is not really important. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's do. Okay, you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, but let me try to rotate this device. Let's see. You can try to take a screenshot of this. This is something that we are supposed to do as well. For today. Okay, just take a screenshot of this part firstly, and then we'll move to the other part. Are you done with the screenshot? I think you're done.
Yes, ma'am.
And then, perfect. And then you should take this one. So you should do this on your own. And in case you don't understand anything, you can send them to me and then on WhatsApp, and then we'll just see how can we do this whole thing, right? Okay, guys. I'll see you guys next time. You must enjoy the rest of your evening, and those of you that are writing this week, best of luck. I'll see you on Friday. Zira, I didn't see that you're here. Did you understand everything that we did?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Bye. Enjoy.
Bye, ma'am.
Ciao.